Guys, tonight's video is all about scary and fearful thoughts we experience while going through panic disorders and high anxiety disorders. For me, this was a very scary time in my life to experience these type of fearful thoughts, which I will get into straight away. And it's a really great topic, and I want to make this video that you can listen to and you can come back to listen to constantly, because when you're going through this, it's always nice to have the reassurance, positive reassurance of someone who's been through it and has got through it, and then some facts about why you're having these thoughts. It's nice to come back to videos like that to truly understand it, and I want this video to be one that gives that type of support to people, because they're the type of videos I loved when I was going through my disorder. And that's all I tried to do when I make these videos. I tried to make them, what content did I like, and it was this type of content, real, authentic, and hearing people. It was weird because I used to love people, hearing people's stories, like, and then saying, oh, they have exactly what I have. I'm not alone. I thought I was the only one ringing ambulance to my house. I thought I was the only one going up to hospitals and getting checked, and I loved hearing that. Never helped me recover, but it was just a nice feeling that, like, I'm not going mad. This is totally, it's okay. I'm gonna get well again. So anyway, guys, listen. All these thoughts that I'm gonna speak about, they are here because of panic disorder and anxiety disorders that can just wreak havoc on the nervous system, and this is just tired. You have a tired mind. That's all that's happening. Tired mind and body. That's why these thoughts cause us so much pain. Okay, and don't get me wrong. Like, these thoughts that we're going to speak about, like, what if I fall asleep? Like, the thoughts I used to have very fearful thoughts, guys. I used to have, like, what if this never stops and I end up in a psychiatric ward? That's a big one for people. They fear that they'll end up in a psychiatric ward. And what if I just fall asleep and never wake up? I used to hate that one as well. I used to literally lay in bed thinking about that until I was actually just so exhausted I fell asleep at like 5, 6 a.m. Sometimes the intrusive thoughts and these type of thoughts would cause me so much stress that I'd be just shaking in bed and just so fearful that I'd just have to get up and go out on a walk and walk the streets at 2, 3 a.m. just to escape what was going on in my mind. But I didn't know how to deal with them, but as time goes on, I learned how to deal with them, and I learned eventually they just went. Okay, and I'll try to get onto that at the end of the video. But the type of thoughts people can experience are those type of thoughts. I'm gonna go crazy, I'm gonna go mad, I'm gonna snap one day, and it's all these type of thoughts. And there's a list of them, I can't go through all of them because there's so many and each individual has their own. But the ones I'm gonna list, the ones I had, they're the most common, I believe. The ones of I'm gonna go crazy, I'm gonna go mad, I'm gonna have a heart attack, what if I have a stroke? When I was shaking in bed from just adrenaline, I thought, like, I'm gonna have a seizure. Like, it's just not. These things are just not possible, guys, and it's all irrational. But the part of the brain, that amygdala, just is so stupid. Like, literally, there's no rationality at all in that amygdala. It's to rationalize things is, it just doesn't happen for the amygdala. The amygdala will always, you know, we can heal the amygdala by our behaviors, not by our actual thoughts. But that part, but that feeling of the scary thoughts can really cause people so much havoc. As I said, I'd be lying in bed shaking with the thoughts, guys, and I'd have to, like, get up and walk this adrenaline off me, because I'd be just so scared of what's happening in my body, and I'd be so fearful of what if I continue thinking like this, that actually does happen. And that's just all bullshit as well, because the mind, it just does not work like that. We think that all this, we probably heard stories online about, oh, well, if you keep thinking a heart attack, you're gonna have a heart attack. No, you're not. No, you're not. It just doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't, and all this. So, it's like thinking, well, if I keep thinking of $1 million, like, I'm gonna have $1 million. No, you're not. So these thoughts, guys, your mind is just tired. Your mind hasn't got a break. My mind did not get a break for so long, and it's no wonder we go into have these types of fearful thoughts. I'm gonna end up in a psychiatric ward, I'm gonna go crazy, I'm gonna go mad, I'm gonna have a heart attack, I'm gonna have a stroke. All these fearful thoughts, and the ones that scare us the most are the ones that can plague us for a while, for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or hours, and we just were terrified by them, you know. And ones for me were heart attacks, and then what other, the falling asleep. What do I fall asleep and never wake up? Those type of things would just cripple me. And I mean cripple me with anxiety, guys, where I wouldn't be able to eat. I'd lose sleep. So very destructive, you know. And I want to tell you that those thoughts, guys, okay, it's okay to have them. You know, you're not going crazy. Another one like, oh, I'm gonna break down and go into this state of like just a complete zombie. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're experiencing anxiety, very, very high levels of anxiety, and it can make you have these thoughts, and it can make you feel like you're going mad and stuff like that. But in reality, that's not what's happening. Okay? And this is very important bit that I want people to look back on when they're having these types of thoughts, that no matter what type of thought you're lying in bed with, shaking with fear, afraid to go to sleep, afraid to face another day with, it's all going to be okay. Once the nervous system, okay, so we have a nervous system that this is balance, and underneath here, this level is a parasympathetic mode. So your body literally hasn't been in parasympathetic mode for probably months or years. Okay, parasympathetic nervous system is you know, rest and digest, you know, but and then we have balance, and then up here we have the fight and flight sympathetic mode, and that's where people with anxiety disorders and panic disorders and agoraphobia, we're constantly up here. We rarely get to this point of balance, and we very rarely get to a point of, you know, rest and digest, the parasympathetic. Very rarely we get here. It's only by learning to understand these thoughts, learn to understand and react differently to the anxiety and the panic, that when we change our response, we can slowly bring this back down to hit this point. It takes time to hit that point. It takes time for that nervous system to go back into balance. But when we experience this type of, you know, bringing the nervous system back into balance, okay, we're not stuck on fight and flight anymore. We're slowly bringing that down. And when we get to this type of level, these type of thoughts just go. I've had those thoughts for so many years. They plagued me. I never have those thoughts anymore, guys. Why? Because my nervous system is here. It's probably on a bit lower. You know, it's probably a bit lower. It's probably on a level of, probably on a, you know, a low, on that level of parasympathetic mode. But I do a lot of things now to promote wellness in myself, because I never forget where I was, and I always try to look after my mind and my body with lots of exercise and, you know, foods and stuff like that, good sleep, all that stuff. But life has even normalized so much that I don't even think about that. I don't think about, oh, I have to do this for my mental health, I have to do that. It's just normal again. And that's still, every day I'm grateful. I'm not going to get into that. Every day is really fantastic. But I'm still a normal human being, and I still experience moments of anxiety. The anxiety disorder is gone, and that's what you want to reach. No anxiety disorder. You will still have moments of anxiety in life when you recover. Okay? That's okay. Okay, you're a human being. But when your nervous system, when you start to, you know, react differently to these thoughts, to let them just, well, I'm not going to end up in a psychiatric ward. I'm anxious. Well, I'm not going to have a heart attack. This is adrenaline. Well, I'm not going to be like this forever. This is just a tough time in my life. Well, I'm not going to go crazy and losing mind, because anxiety and panic attack, no matter how horrible it gets, can't make us do that. Can't. It just doesn't work. It doesn't happen. So when we really understand these thoughts, and we take the fear out of it, which is why this all exists, fear, we fear all these things happening to us, these irrational fears which are never going to come true. But when we start to respond and act differently towards these thoughts, we get a different relationship with the whole topic of anxiety and panic, which we haven't been taught before. But now when we start getting educated on it, you know, I'm like a bloody ballerina or something, guys. But we're looking for this nervous system, okay? We're looking for balance, and we're up here, okay? We're just flying. This is flying constantly. How is your nervous system going to get a break if we don't know how to let go of those thoughts? Just leave them. Don't bother with them. It's just your anxious mind, it's your anxious thinking. Just leave them. Okay, you're fine. Yes, right now you don't feel fine, but when we start to rationalize what's actually going on, okay, I'm having fearful thoughts because I'm stuck in this heightened state of anxiety. When we create that new relationship and that new response, we can finally start to lower. And it takes a couple of weeks, takes a couple of months, but finally we can get to that level. And when we get to that level, we don't have those thoughts anymore, because the nervous system has healed. And a lot of this has got to do with the nervous system. People think it's about the brain and the mind. It's a lot to do with the nervous system, guys. Nervous system healing, okay? Too much cortisol, too much worrying, too much thinking. It's spiking all this within us and it's creating all these thoughts, okay? It's okay to have these thoughts. It's okay to think you're going to end up in a psychiatric ward. It's okay to think you're going to have a heart attack. It's okay to think you're going to have a stroke. It's okay to think these thoughts while you're going through that, okay? Stop the fear. Stop it. I've been through this crap for 10 years, guys. Okay? All these thoughts never amount to anything. So please, trust me. Let this just relax. Stop those thoughts. In fact, don't stop those thoughts. Don't stop those thoughts. Let those thoughts just be. Don't do anything to them. Some days you might have a hold on, they might be just, and then some days, some days they really get you, okay? But if you just let them be, it'll just stop that response. And stop Googling. And stop the constant worry. The apprehension. The what ifs. Just live. Let be. Let your nervous system heal. We're up here. We're spiked all the time, every day, from morning to night. This nervous system. Do you ever see a picture of the nervous system when imagine like someone pulled your whole nervous system out? It's the shape of a body. Like a skeleton, but just all like these wires. Just from the back of the neck down to the arms, down to the legs. That's your nervous system. That's where we can feel all these sensations. Oh, I feel jelly legs, or I feel, my arms are shaking, or the nervous system, guys. And when we're pumped with all that stress, it can't do the damage that you think it can do. People sustain these disorders and go through these disorders for years, 30, bloody most of their lives, and they still don't have these heart attacks and all this shit, so your nervous system just needs to, you need to be able to let those thoughts just, they are what they are, okay? No, they're not gonna happen. Yeah, that's scary sometimes, but it's not gonna happen. And when you can tap into that or get used to that type of thinking and just letting these thoughts go, I'm not gonna lie about it, don't worry about, okay, whatever you want to do to me, just do it to me. I'm just gonna rest, I'm just gonna lay. And that mind will soon start to relax because you're creating, you're acting and behaving differently. Then that nervous system can finally get some rest, can finally get some healing, thank God. We're pumping ourselves with all these fears all the time. Gonna end in the psychiatric ward, gonna go crazy, gonna go mad, gonna do this, can't love my baby, can't watch this, I'm gonna be so depressed. All these thoughts, you're anxious. So I hope this video helps people, because I think it's probably the most important topic in anxiety disorders, the thoughts, because we can feel like they're maddening, we can feel like we're losing touch with reality and stuff like that, especially when the DPDR kicks in. That's not fun, right? But I think these type of videos, I think the topic of thoughts, these scary thoughts, is a topic, and it's a very important part of healing from these disorders. Take the fear out of it, guys. You could be having these thoughts for another year or two and nothing's going to happen to you. So just let them be there. There's nothing wrong with you for having these thoughts. There's nothing wrong with you for having all these crazy thoughts. It's normal in the circumstances, okay? So I hope this video helped people. And the thoughts aren't always going to be there with you. It's your nervous system is so tired. And as soon as that nervous system starts to heal, you won't have these thoughts anymore. They won't shock the nervous system with that response anymore. Your nerves will have healed. Your body and your mind will have healed. That when you have those thoughts, they're not going to affect you. There won't be any response from your nervous system because you'll be in balance. But because you're in fight and flight all the time and you're having these thoughts, there's always a response. There's always sensations and symptoms. And that's what people find most difficult. And that's a very important part. So if you can play that back again and listen to that, guys, it's about that, play that part back. I got distracted because a notice came up on my Instagram there. So, but guys, listen, I hope this video helps people. And you're anxious, you're gonna have all these thoughts. Let them be there. Don't fight with them. Just let them be, okay? And I wish health and I wish recovery upon everybody. And it takes time, and you'll still have bad days, okay? But I'll always share my videos and I'll always share my story in hope, that people get as much as they can from it, that I'm putting out the correct information and that I'm putting out the right information, and that it's easing people's fears. You know, these videos are very, very important. If you're experiencing those type of thoughts, it's okay. So sending love to everyone and take it easy.